Hey guys, Fox here. Time for another episode of the PSP Pick. As we left off, we had 3 items in the whole PSP collection here, 2 games and 1 UMD movie. But some good news on the selling front. That DVD did sell, netted at about $10.99. Also off camera, I did pick up an Xbox Wi-Fi adapter, one of those ones you would get for the original Xbox 360. That sold and netted at $18.93, which is absolutely great. But an even better thing was on my way home from work one day, apparently garage sale season has already started. And in this box you can see we got a 360, there's an original Xbox down here, and a Wii. Everything has controllers, nunchucks, 2 emotes. We do have the 360 controller and an Xbox One controller. And 2 games here, Wii Sports and Animal Crossing City Folk. $20 for this whole thing. Fantastic, really, really good. I think I'm going to keep this 360 for my personal collection, as I don't have an original 360, well, at least one that worked. This one works 100%, so it's fantastic. So I might keep this for myself. So they wanted 10 for this. So, but for the Wii and the original Xbox, that was only $10. So we're going to subtract $10 off the total. And what I'm going to do is take this Xbox and this Wii over to a game store and trade it in and see what we can find for some PSP stuff. Normally I'd like to sell some of this stuff on eBay, but systems are kind of a pain because you don't want them to accidentally break en route during shipping, and that can be a pain in the ass because then you have to do a return and all that other crap. Don't want to deal with that, so I'll bring it to somewhere local and see if I can pick up some other stuff. But as of right now, our total in the funds for the PSP stuff is $93.24. All right, guys, let's go picking. The PSP Pick. All right, guys, local store I'm gonna hit up is over there, Game City. Nice, cool, very clean store up here in Monument, Colorado. Alright guys, had some good success in there. You saw that they had a pretty good collection there. Unfortunately, no consoles because they did give me just over $100 trade. And they just did a 1-for-1 swap on all this PSP stuff here, which is really, really good. We got Memory Stick Duo for PSP once we find the console. But we got a lot of great titles, a few movies here. We got The Show, we got Hot Shots Golf, Luminous, Untold Legends, Patapon, Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories, blah, God of War, Chains of Olympus. These are all complete with their manuals and very awesome. Good trade for some systems that we got very cheap at a garage sale and turned it around. That $10 turned into all of this. Fantastic. And on a plus side for my personal collection, I got a copy of Twin B, or Stinger as it's known here in the States. And what's awesome is this one came with the book. It's very cool. All right, guys. All right, guys. For the first pick of the day, though, we ran into some luck at the Goodwill. We found a PSP game to add to the collection. That's MLB The Show 06. The front cover is a little water damage. You can see the wavy a little bit there, but it is complete and the UMD looks good. So happy to have that. And then I found something else. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it for my personal collection or if I will resell it, but it was cheap. It was $2.99 for Clubhouse Games on the DS. This one is complete as well. This pretty much sells for around between $9 and $12, so might not be worth it to flip it, so it may stay in the personal collection instead of taking a hit for a resale on the pick videos. But yeah, it was a good overall sale though, for a total cost of $7.55. All right, guys, I hope you can hear me. I'll speak up pretty loud, but I'm going to go ahead and just start driving over to do some picking for the PSP Pick. Last we left off, I had done a really good garage sale pickup and sold a few of those systems and traded in for some games at a local game store, which you guys already saw. So now I'm going to go ahead and head over to the local antique mall. We have a few in town here in Colorado Springs, but I usually have a little bit of luck finding stuff there, and it's just repetition really helps. I mean, most of the time when I hit Goodwills or Salvation Armies or other thrift stores, it's usually finding nothing, honestly. Probably I'll find something one time out of every 5 times I go, and sometimes it's not that generous. But the antique mall, there's a lot to look through and lots of different things to find that might resell well. And I usually try to stick to video games and calculators and stuff like that are small, easy to resell. I don't have that much luck with DVDs because they sit around too long. And usually don't sell for the value that you typically want to get out of them. So, but it's all good. I'm going to just head over to the antique mall and see what we find. Alright guys, here it is, Antique Mall. Alright guys, here's a pretty good booth, 35% off everything in this case. And we got some good games here, but I'm not sure if they're cheap enough to flip. I will look much more heavily. Although this Zelda in the case for 35% off, it might be worth it for the personal collection. Double Dash 70, but 35% off is pretty good, so that's a little more than a third off everything. Lots of Transformers, DeLorean. Got a few more back here. Lego Racers might be interesting. But yeah, I'll look through it heavily and see if there's anything for good profit or not. These little baseball cards. Yeah guys, in that case I was looking through some of the discs I had somebody help me with, and a lot of those discs were heavily scratched. Now I'm sure they could have been resurfaced and repaired, and most of them were missing manuals. I did go ahead and grab a Star Fox Assault out of there for my personal collection, as it's still missing the manual, and I think the disc is recoverable, but at a price of $28. I will definitely add that to my personal collection, but nothing worth reselling, unfortunately. We'll just continue the hunt. Alright guys, sorry I had to stop filming after a while. The place was starting to get a little too full, and I don't like filming a lot when there's a lot of people around, so there are a couple things you didn't see that I did pick up. Here's that Star Fox Assault that I went ahead and grabbed, and I got it for $29 after the sale. This is going to be for my personal collection because I think if I sold it on its own, it's missing the manual. The discs might need a little resurfacing. Yeah, I could probably put it through a resurfacer and it should be okay. So that will probably just stay in the personal collection, unfortunately, due to condition, and I'll just eventually just complete it on my own. Here is a copy of White Knight Chronicles. This was 50% off, so I got this for $5. Unfortunately, it's White Knight Chronicles 2 that sells a lot. And I think this thing did have a manual, so it's missing a manual, like most things I find in there. Disc it just needs a quick buffing with a microfiber towel. That'll be fine. So, I mean, I could sell this and make maybe a couple bucks. But I probably won't, because really these only sell for about $10, $12 if I'm lucky. So it's looking like this run was only finding crap for my personal collection. I found an old McDonald's toy. It's the jumping Koopa, and you just push it and he jumps around. So this is cool for a little shelf candy to find around. I was kind of looking for those anyway. Last thing I found for, I'm not sure how much this goes for online, but I'll have to check into it. I'll pop it up here, and not sure if I will sell this or not, but it is one of the old FHE Turtles videos, Heroes in a Half Shell. I used to get these when I was a kid. It had to have like an episode, maybe two. It looks like it probably has 2 episodes on it. So this is cool from when I was a kid, very early 90s, I believe. This is 88. So it's pretty old, but it's really cool. I got it for $2. So we'll see how much it's worth. Maybe I'll resell it. If not, I'll happily keep it in my collection. All right, guys, I was able to go to one more place. It's another antique mall in town that I discovered. But the unfortunate thing, they weren't really up for any filming inside because it was pretty packed with people, and I don't know, they just didn't want to do it, and that's fine. But the big thing was that Antique Mall is closing down in a couple weeks, so they had a lot of sales going on in their booth, and I found a booth with 50% off. So I found a lot of great things here. So we're gonna go ahead and start here. We got Little Big Planet on the PSP. This is complete, so we got it for $4. This is something to sell. Little Big Planet 2. We got this for $2. I'm pretty sure I could sell this for roughly $9, so a little capital there. I found a manual for the Crash Bash collector's edition. He had all kinds of manuals in there. They were marked at $1.25 a piece, so half of that is 62 cents, I guess. So got those for 62 cents. And a couple more. Here's an interesting one. Here is a Game Genie code update that you would get when you registered your Game Genie. So it would have more codes that they found for the games. This is pretty cool. I was tempted to keep it, but I was like, it's fine. And like I said, I got this for change again, and it's worth about $11. I think I said this one's worth $9. But here's a pretty decent one, and it's Super Mario Galaxy 2 for, yet again, 62 cents. And this is worth about $12. This is great because this is roughly, these things to sell is, let's see here, 23, 30, minus some fees, maybe about 35 bucks out of this stuff, which is great. But also get some things to add to the collection. So let's go ahead and put stuff in the shelf. Alright guys, this is the end of the second episode, and so far we've got a bit of a collection here. 4 UMD movies, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. Not to mention 1 memory card. So, after 2 episodes, $20 game collection is getting bigger, and we are ending this episode with $76.54 left in the funds. So next episode I gotta find a bit more stuff to sell, and I have to put these up on eBay, and hopefully I can net about 30 bucks out of them. So thanks for watching, guys.